Hi dear friends, my name is Sergey and with me my partner Leonid. Hi Leonid. And we are in Thailand and we want to represent to you our project, Tea Forest project, which I'm really proud about. Let me first say a few words about myself. Actually, I'm in tea more than 13 years already, and I've owned a chain, Moychay, and I used to live in China around 10 years during all the time traveling around China, and have some knowledge about technology of tea and also in tea culture. Maybe some people already know me for my blogs and for my book, Geography of Chinese Tea, and some other projects like tea houses. And somehow 3 years ago, how it was, around 3 years ago.
About 3 years.
Yeah. We met Leonid.
A little bit less. But.
And Leonid, tell about yourself. How did you get into tea?
Okay, so I'm living here in Chiang Mai. It's northern Thailand for the last like 12 years before I lived on the island. And I'm doing actually making wooden furniture for export to United States and Europe, mostly tables. Very often I'm going to the jungle to look for the fallen trees or for dead trees, fired trees. And accidentally I found in the mountains in a nice piece, like about 60 kilometers north from Chiang Mai at the altitude about 1,000 meters above sea level. I found a nice piece of land and discovered that it's full of wild tea trees. So the trees is about from 50 years old till maybe 500 years old. They was planted many years ago by Chinese military guy, which came to northern Thailand in the Ming dynasty. It's about 500 years ago, and the first tea trees was planted here. But also we found more older trees about 1,000 years ago nearby, also in the jungle. So it means the tea culture and tea trees came here in northern Thailand many years ago. Maybe more than 1,000 years ago, who knows.
And actually this place, it looks like one of the first plantations. Chinese people planted the trees.
Yes, due to the rumors, the local rumors, it was one of the first places where the Chinese boats came by river, and they discovered this mountain lands and started to plant tea trees. The other version is saying that some tribe people from Tibet came here. They called them a red lahu, and they also started to plant the tea trees many years ago here in Thailand. We decided to buy this land, and now we have about 30 acres of this jungles, white forest tea trees. And we started to take care of them and even making tea from them. So we have now first white tea, yes, from these wild old trees, and the taste is amazing, I can tell you.
Actually, when I met Leonid first online, because it was during COVID, he made first bunches on Royal Project Factory, which belongs to King family. And after that, I tried the samples of the tea and understood that material is incredibly great. But we need to improve technology and we need to have our own factory to do really good quality tea. This year we started actually building the factory. It is already finished, and this is why we established actually the project, the Tea Forest project. And the main difference with some other factories and some other tea manufacturers that we only have this forest. We don't have actual tea plantations. We have a forest. There is this old abandoned tea plantation, which no one harvests the tea more than 60 years, I believe, even maybe longer. So it looks like some trees.
Yeah, nobody take care about.
It was like completely abandoned jungle, a little bit trim the trees, also leave actually the forest as it is. And we find out that it's a good way at the same time to conserve the forest, to don't touch it, because the tea as an endemic species of northern Thailand and northern Vietnam, Burma, Laos, southern China region. Tea tree grows here naturally in the forest, so it don't need any fertilizers, whatever. So we can just harvest the leaves from the wild trees with a low impact possible, almost no impact to the nature. Of course, the taste of these trees on this tea is way different from the plantations because it's not aggressive agriculture, it's just tree, and as old tree have a more rich root system, take more minerals from the soil. At the same time, because it's grown in the jungles, the soil is richer. It's not a poor land what we have often on the agricultural land. Tea from trees, very valuable in China, in mainland China, and also Vietnam, Laos also produce a lot of this tea, and actually in Thailand it's also popular, but not so many factories have these trees. Mostly it's plantation, it's regular bushes, not trees. So this is a difference number one. And the second thing, we decided to make it interesting and more responsible, and also we employ local rural people. Often it's tribe, hill tribe people, how it's called. So it's monks, Lao.
Monks, Red Lao, Lao, other tribe people which are living on the border with Myanmar, Burma. So it's half Thai, half Burmese. Yes, with Tibetan roots. Yes, so it's mostly the tribe people. I would like to add a couple of words. So, traditionally, here in Thailand, Thai people, they don't have a strong tea culture like in China. So mostly they used tea leaves to make fermented food. It's called mien in Thai. So they pick up big leaves, not the pods, but big leaves, fermented it, and then sell it like a food on the food markets, fresh food markets, because it's full of caffeine and it's boosts your energy, and they use like a natural tonic. That's why these tea trees, nobody take care of them, because it's not a big demand in this old-fashioned Thai food, mien. That's why our idea is to conserve and save these tea trees, wild tea trees, and not let to cut them off, how we see some of the Thai people doing, and instead plant the fruit trees.
Lychee trees or
lychee
something,
trees, yeah. So we think it's like a crime, and
yeah, it's actually I start be a little bit emotional because I just remind that how when I traveled across China, and in the beginning of 90s it was the same problem in Yunnan province. Then some farmers that time, the poor trees, the old ancient gushu chai as it's called in Chinese, it was not so valued even in China, and they cut big tea trees, just cut it totally, and plant some fruits, whatever. And also, even if they don't cut, we just cut it very low and harvest trees, but still we don't protect the tree actually. And this is our first idea, to protect the trees. And the same way is already, I say, kind of conservate the jungles. And also they have a very interesting option, which I think are pretty rare for tea. Maybe you heard about some kind of cloud farming ideas and some other ideas. Then you can work directly with the manufacturer, and here you can also participate in our project, not only by buying our tea, if we have all links below, but also you can participate, you can adopt a tea tree. What adoption means? It means that you pay for caring about the tree. We need to trim it, we need to harvest it, we need to make kind of cultivation like natural fertilizers, but
yes, natural, organic.
Yeah, organic, like compost, whatever. Yeah, but mostly even this not needed, as I already mentioned. But you can adopt the tree, and you will receive kind of tea packs, which we made from our tea forest. Finally, we put 2 plates with Leonid, my partner. Yeah, we just put 2 first plates on our trees. One is our Leon Sergey. Today is 18th of March, and second is Ksenia and Vadim. The tea tree is around 100 years old, so yeah, soon we will harvest it again. It will be autumn season, so yeah, the first tree is on our beautiful forest. Regularly, if there is different plants you can choose, and also even if you're more aware about, you can even participate our project. You can rent or buy the land together with us. We can have kind of very conservative way of investment, and this way you just receive the land, you can use it, and we will carry about this land. So we will harvest the leaves, and you will have some profits from this. So this is just fresh leaves. We arrived a bit later today. Tomorrow we also participate in harvesting. Yeah, and some leaves are almost ready. So at the same time it's a kind of conservative project, but at the same time it's a profitable project. So we combining the business and responsibility and make this organic tea, and I believe it's a great option to be not only a charity project but at the same time a responsible business. And because we are all fans of tea, we just find this idea pretty great.
Yes, because we already saw some jungle where they have old tea trees up to 500 years, as I said, and people cut them off and plant these modern fruit trees. So it's
yeah, for us it's like
yes,
disaster.
like following the modern demand of fruits or whatever. And we would like to totally finish this, and we are trying to buy the more land we can and reserve and save these trees. That's why we add such an option. So besides the tea, the person who is amateur in tea and he knows that this tea comes from his own tree, local people take care of this tree and they pick up the trees by hand, and then we use very little of machine to make the tea. Most of the tea process, tea making process is done by local people by hand. See that the local people, they can still live in the villages, they don't leave the villages and change it to the cities, how many young people doing now, and they will stay in their own villages and have a job to work at our factory and pick up the leaves from the tree and take care of the wild trees. So this is the idea. It's mostly not a commercial, also have a commercial part, but mostly it's like a humanitarian part of our business, yes. So besides the tea by itself, we also offer such a project, such a plants, yes. So
because even for me, mostly we have like a big production in China and in Georgia. I also have a tea plantation and factory, but here it's kind of not very big amount of this tea, but because we also like big fans of tea the first, and when you can have your own tea which made really like from old trees, it's like a miracle, you know. When Leonid told me about that the first time, I just wow, because in China it's impossible to buy land, but here in Thailand it's possible. Just bought more bamboo sheets for factory, and for cleaning for cleaning also. So now today we just already harvested fresh leaf for shampoo, and it's a good weather, so we're going to factory to roast the leaves. We are very transparent. You can visit our factory, welcome. All the details you can find here, and also contact details of us. You can participate in any kind, just visit, and later each one who adopted the tree will have small plate near the tree with your name or anything you want to write there, and you can harvest tea from your own tree and even do tea by your own. Try it in our factory. Because here in Thailand, pretty long season of harvesting tree during all spring, all autumn, even part of summer time. It depends on the weather, because weather is pretty freaky last years, but still it's pretty possible, so you can stay in touch with us. Welcome to our factory and welcome to participate Tea Forest project. Thank you very much.
thank you.
Thank you, Leonid.